The second element of our computer health is to perform all your work on the D drive. As I said, working in a network computer environment is different than working on your personal computing device. And we must ensure that we're working in a stable and secure environment while we're working in this lab. Now, why do we work on the D drive? Well, the D drive is the fastest, most stable, and most secure working platform in this lab. It's better than the C drive, it's better than the NDrive, and it's better than the F drive. All of these computers, of course, we have inputs. So there's our keyboard and our mouse inputting to our computer, and inside the computer are our hard drives and our CPUs and a whole bunch of other devices on the inside. From our computers we have outputs, primarily to our computer screen, that's considered to be an output, and to printing devices here in this lab. As I said, inside the computer is our CPU, our central processing unit. And out of that, we have our inputs from our mouse and from our keyboard enter into the CPU, and we via the RAM, and we have outputs. Those outputs include the screen and also our hard drive that's embedded in the computer. Nominally, that's called the C drive. We also have the capability of a remote storage disk here on the campus, normally called the NDrive. And of course, you guys will all have your own removable storage device, normally designated the F drive. Although depending on the computer, it could have different types of designations, H drive, G drive, etc. The C drive is a hard disk, and it's a rotating device, spins at very, very high speeds, at least 3,600 RPM, sometimes 7,200 RPM, and it's a magnetic storage device. Well, this C drive, here in all of our labs, all the computers have an application running called Deep Freeze. This program automatically resets the computer once the computer is shut off. The whole idea behind this, there is an image that captures all of the files, all the programs that should be on the computer. And when it's shut down, Deep Freeze looks at that list, and when it finds files that are not part of the profile, it will throw them out. It deletes them. Therefore, if you have your file that you've been working on, if it's on the C drive and the computer crashes, it's automatically gone. Well, here in this lab, Steve has created a D drive, and he's done that because the C drive is not a secure location should the computer crash. This D drive, Steve has partitioned a portion of the C drive to create it, and he's also made this portion of the drive, this D drive, impervious to the Deep Freeze program. Therefore, when you shut the computer off or when it crashes, any files that reside on the D drive are not erased. This makes it a very safe and secure location to work on. The only thing we have to be aware of, this is a temporary storage location. So just that scenario, should the computer crash, your file will be there on the D drive. This D drive is usually cleaned on a daily basis by Steve. Therefore, you have to make sure that you don't use it as a storage location, just a working location. We also have another drive here at the campus. It's a big server that's located somewhere here on the campus, and it's designated the NDrive. Now, it's a great place to store material, but it's not a good place to work. So we work on the D drive and not on the NDrive. The reason we don't work on the NDrive, it's part of a large LAN, a local area network, and there's lots of traffic on it. If you compare it to a highway like the Queensway, during periods of low usage, cars can move quickly and safely on the highway. Well, on the NDrive, during periods of low usage, it can also move quickly. Traffic and data can move quickly on the NDrive and on the LAN. However, during periods of high usage, just like on the highway, when you get into a traffic jam, cars cannot move quickly on the highway, and collisions, little fender benders, are frequent. Same thing happens on the NDrive. During periods of high usage, data cannot be transferred quickly, and occasionally there are data collisions. And this, of course, corrupts our files and causes us to lose our files. Therefore, the NDrive is not a stable location, and it's not even a fast location during periods of high usage. Our other standard storage device is, of course, our F drive, i.e. our memory stick or our thumb drive. Now, it's not as fast a location as our NDrive, but it's also not as stable because of the chance of accidental discharge or removal of our memory stick. It's not a stable platform. If the memory stick is accidentally dislodged or deliberately removed while a file is still active on the computer, the file can be corrupted, damaged, sometimes even lost completely, and in some cases the memory stick can also be damaged should there be an electronic connection to it. Therefore, when we compare communication bandwidth, we're talking about the rates of transmission of data over these various communication devices. It's measured in bits per second. Sometimes it's also measured in bytes per second. It's really the same thing, it's just that there are 8 bits in a byte. Also, I've left this link down here for those who want to investigate it. This is when we investigate the term transmission seek rate. But we're only going to look at data transmission rates in here. So in this table, here we have the speed, the rate in both megabytes per second and in megabits per second. You can see they're just factors of 8. And you can see here that the C drive and the D drive are the fastest of the drives. The N drive, if it's not busy, it's almost as fast a transmission rate as the D drive and the C drive. The F drive is at least half as slow as the C or D drive as far as data transmission exchange. So these are the fastest. However, the N drive, you see, has this variable. It can go all the way down to 0 during periods of high usage. As far as stability and security is concerned, the D drive, its only real weakness is it's temporarily secured. You can't leave a file on there for days at a time because that D drive is cleaned out on a regular basis by the lab technician. The C drive, it's not secure because files can be lost during a crash due to the deep freeze program running. The N drive has both stability concerns during periods of high usage and speed concerns during periods of high usage. And our F drive has stability issues, again, associated with accidental or deliberate removal of the memory stick. And of course, it's only half the speed of the C drive. Therefore, our D drive is the preferred location. The D drive is the fastest and most stable and most secure working platform. Therefore, in this lab, we're going to work on the D drive.
Please proceed to part 3 of the file management series for saving your work to 2 safe locations.